If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same. We will speak Luis Rivera and Blue Jays base running here because it stood out last night. Like, truly, it stood out. It was a sore thumb. That first inning, watching Luis Rivera wave Vladdy home, only for him to be thrown out by 25 feet. It wasn't even close, Adam.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even close. If you're John Schneider, do you take Rivera aside and talk to him about that? Or do you think this aggressiveness is on John Schneider? Do you think he's already told Luis, he's like, wave him all the time, no matter what?
Yeah, I don't know what the right answer is there, because, like you said, it wasn't even close. Unless there's maybe there's some, like, they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, and they're planning for, like, hey, we're gonna set up this aggressive tone. It's gonna cost us a couple of runs early in the season, but we're gonna benefit from it in the long run. When I don't even know what the right answer is there.
I am all for aggressiveness, but what I am dead against is giving away outs. And that's what yesterday.
I know you hate bunts, right? For that exact reason. You don't want to give away an out.
Well, I don't hate bunts. I'm not a big bunt guy, but
I'm
a
a
nicely
big
executed bunt. A nicely executed bunt, I'm all for. But listen, when it comes to Luis Rivera and waving Vladdy home in that first inning, I mean, we watched Vladdy overrun again in the fourth. I mean, it wound up working out because of the player interference on the base path. But
you think
Vladdy
that was interference, by the way? Let's talk that one. You don't think so?
I mean, not really.
I mean, I don't think there was physical contact, but there was certainly, I don't know, that third baseman's like, it's weird. It's an interpretation, I suppose, of like body language, but it did feel like when you watch it in real time, the way that the third baseman's moving, it felt like Vladdy is getting pushed further into foul territory than he would have needed to be. I don't know what the technical rule is on that. I'm sure someone will correct me.
I think they got the call right on that, except that there was no way Vladdy was going to get home. So it probably should have been called safe and him sent back to third rather than given home. But again, the interpretation of the rules is up to the umpire. They know it better than I do. So, and I'll take the run. I mean,
I don't think that's the rule. Like, if he's heading home, whether or not he would have been safe at home, if there's obstruction is called, you just get the next base.
I'm just going by what Dan Schulman was saying during the play, which was that whichever base he was closest to is where he probably should have been sent back to. But again,
really?
I don't know the rule very well, Adam. So
we're two bozos, Scott. What do we know?
Yeah.
I did learn a new rule though on the next play on that double steal when the catcher stepped on the umpire's foot, and that negated the whole play. Interesting.
If I'm Alejandro Kirk and Danny Jansen, I'm taking note, and I'm like, really, when I'm throwing,
every fast runner going down to 2, I'm backing way up.
Way up.
My windup is so deep. Oh yeah, big swooping windup. Who needs pop time when you got a nice big step in your windup? That's what I say.
So how much does Luis Rivera need to tighten up? Because there's another play that happened a couple games ago that stood out to me as well. That was sort of on Rivera, which was Brandon Belt holding up at second base when he could have easily gone to third. That was on that big Kirk hit. Remember where even you brought up, I think you're like, I could have got to third base on that. And John Schneider came out after that play in the post-game press conference and mentioned that Brandon Belt, was confused by the signs given by Luis Rivera. And even though Rivera was giving him the stop sign, he meant for third base, not second base. So if your third base coach is costing you outs and costing you 90 feet, at what point do you step in as the manager?
Well, I mean, that feels like a new guy. Like a
Yeah.
miscommunication, but that feels like with Brandon Belt. It's like, no, no, no. We have a system here. You're
Mhm.
new. You
Yeah.
don't understand the system. Let's get on the same page. Hopefully, that's what spring training was for,
Yeah.
right? Is for
You would hope.
getting on the same page and figuring out systems. No, I don't know. I'm fine with Louis Rivera as a third base coach. I wouldn't even step in. Like, I don't know.
I'm fine
Worst
with
worst
Luis
case
Rivera.
scenario,
I
I
just
would absolutely, if I'm John Schneider, I would absolutely throw him under the bus publicly to save
yeah.
face for one of my base runners. Like in
And
a
I think that's what
situation
happened
where
with the belt
where
scenario for
sure.
sure.
So that's yeah, that being said, run baby run. Green lights all day. I love the aggressive base running. I love the aggressive Bo Bichette. Can we talk that?
Yeah.
Bo Bichette on Vladdy stretching bobblehead day, the top of the ninth.
hmm
Bo Bichette can't make a good throw to save his life, but
He kind of saved the game there, though. I mean,
hey,
yes, Vladdy had to stretch to do it, but
it's aggressive Bo Bichette, and that's again. I'm not saying that like Carlos Correa couldn't have made that same play, but this is why I like having an aggressive shortstop who's willing to like push a close play, right? And like if he's gonna be there by a mile, should he eat it? Sure, I'll concede that, but I don't want anyone in the field being like gun shy to throw the ball, and
especially not in
that was a
the
situation
ninth with
where
2 outs.
that's the
Exactly.
thing is, I mean, can Bo Bichette be overconfident at times? Yeah, but I would take that versus the hesitant, insecure Bo that we've also seen at moments. Give me confident Bo and a Gold Glove at first base to help him out.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven. I don't know what else to say, but I'm glad that he's
I
pushing
was
the
a
limits of his skill set is what I will say. Okay.
I was a little surprised by the fan base's reaction online, and I don't know why. I should be used to it by now. But man, like just no credit to Bo at all for even getting to that ball. Slow ground ball,
Slow grounder,
roller,
charging hard.
just past the pitcher. Guy at third base who would
Game
be
on the
the
line.
winning run. Game on the line.
Yeah, winning run is scoring or on its way home.
And he gets to it. He gets to it and he makes the play. Yes, Vladdy had to stretch, but Vladdy was pumped, right? Like
Yeah.
you saw that reaction afterwards. That wasn't a, oh, I'm so glad I saved it for Bo. That was, yes, let's go get it.
And I mean, Vladdy's racking up the hardware, so he doesn't mind those throws. Like as long as the throw, and this is funny. Like I don't know if there's big fantasy football guy. There was a NFL wide receiver, Calvin Johnson. Shout out to my Detroit Lions fans of the world. But there was a graphic they used to put up. He's like 100 feet tall, but they would put this graphic up because he would make these just wild catches, right? He would always bail out his quarterback on these terrible throws. But they would do this graphic of him standing in front of like a double garage door. And they would be like, this is his catch radius, right? Because he can stretch and jump and, whatever, right? It's like 12 feet in each direction. It's just ridiculous. That's how I feel about with Vladdy at first is just get it to something he can reach.
Yes.
And I don't need a better arm than that. Like throw it as hard as you can and be reachable for Vladdy. And I'm happy. Don't throw it into the stands. We can't have that. I will concede that. But we got a Gold Glover at first. Let's take advantage and let's have Bo giving it 110% whenever we can. I don't know. I like that play in the ninth inning. I was glad to see Bo playing with reckless abandon and just going for it, pushing his talents. So
that was a play. Not every shortstop gets to that ball.
Yeah,
just good range.
I mean,
he's
the opposite of Derek Jeter, right? Derek Jeter had terrible range, great arm. Bo Bichette, great range, terrible arm. But he got to the ball. So
Yeah, he did get to the ball and he
very
did save the
athletic.
game there. So credit
know.
where credit is due. Okay.